Now we're counting the hours.
They have their gunboats, they have their speedboat and everything ready for that. The air wing of the police, already we have 2 helicopters on the ground. Then apart from that, all those aspects, those investigations, the cases, they are on the ground. Right. The intelligence, in the course of intelligence, we discovered some kidnappers camps. We identified through the intelligence gathering we got, and we are monitoring them.
All right, tell us, how many of your men are on the ground for this exercise?
Well, when I say security agencies, all the Nigerian security agencies, for the police, we have getting to 5,000 men. Let me just give you an example now. For the 527 units where elections are going to take place, police alone, we have four at each unit. Two, an armed to be with the INEC official to witness what is happening. 2 armed men to be far away so that to protect those working the something. Then plus the military, they have other at strategic points. The road safety, the civil defense, almost all the agencies, the Navy, they are in the higher sea and the other riverine areas and creeks with our marine police. The air wing, I told you, police, they have to go to locate these camps and see what they can do about these kidnappers and other militant or whatever they call themselves. So we are ready.
So you are assuring Nigerians that there will be free, violence-free election.
That is our duty for both life, property, and also public order.
All right. Thank you so much, DIG Ashimu Agungu, who's been talking to us on the security of lives and property for the Bayelsa supplementary governorship election, which is slated for the 9th of January 2016. And of course, the team here at Channels Television are on the ground to monitor the election, even in this very difficult terrain. It's back to you in the studio.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Shell. We know you keep your eyes on the ground. Do stay with Channels Television, though, for updates on the elections.
Welcome to Business News. The Nigeria Electricity Management Services Agency, NEMSA, has indicated its readiness to ensure distributed meters meet the required standards in the country ahead of the February 1 date of price hike. The managing director of the agency, Mr. Prt.3, said this during an interview on Business Morning. Mr. Eweso notes that the agency is working to meet the demands of electricity consumers.
The deadline, as it affects us as Nigeria Electricity Management Service Agency, is that we are going to ensure that all the meters that will be deployed in the sector will meet the required standards, specifications, to ensure that there's going to be proper energy accountability between the supplier and the consumers. We are going to ensure that the number of meters that will be deployed, we ensure that none of them will be deployed without having been tested and certified for use in Nigeria.
Now, the direct cash settlement initiative of the Nigerian capital market may have its benefits, but the major teething problem is the challenge it poses for speculative investors. Assessing the implementation of the program, the managing director of Capital Bancorp, Mr. Aigboje Higo, says subscriptions to the scheme now depend on clients' relationship with their brokers. And as investors continue their search for a safe haven, equities dumping at the local bourse saw the all-share index reversing gains recorded on Thursday to close in negative territory. BC Adebayo tells us more.
Hello and welcome to Stock Market Report. Key indicators of the Nigerian equities market closed south today as sell pressure returned to the market after yesterday's gains. The all-share index tumbled by almost 1% to end the session at 27,028.39, while the market capitalization ended lower at 9.28 trillion naira. Market breadth closed negative as 29 losers outweighed 7 gainers. Nigerian Breweries was the heaviest price loser with 3.10%. GlaxoSmithKline was next with 3.54% and Flour Mill with 5%. On the other hand, Okomu Oil appreciated by almost 10% ahead of Dangote Sugar and Ikeja Hotel. Access Bank, UBA and Guaranty Trust Bank were major contributors to market turnover. And at the end of the day's session, investors had exchanged 235.55 million units of shares valued at 1.93 billion naira in 2,953 deals. And that's it on stock markets. I'm Temple Ashaju.
Many thanks, Temple Asaju. Well, that wasn't BC after all. The suspension of the market circuit breaker system by China did not make much impact on the European market. DWTV correspondent for Channels Television at the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, Conrad Busen, reports that the storm may have relatively calmed down at the equities marketplace, but the concerns about China still linger.
In Frankfurt, look at this. The German DAX, a little bit of a recovery this morning, but then this recovery has really halted quite quickly, and now at the moment the DAX is only trading on the unchanged line compared to last night. And if we compare it to the end of last week or the end of last year, the DAX is down 7%. The concerns remain. Of course, it's good news today that the Chinese government for the first time, or the Chinese central bank for the first time, fixed the yuan exchange rate higher and not lower as it did all week. But apart from this, the news coming in from China, they're not really causing a lot of trust and confidence on the market. This nervous-making circuit breaker rule has been scrapped. Yes, that's good news, but another rule has been introduced. Major stakeholders of companies and top executives in China are not allowed to sell more than 1% of the total amount of the shares of a company within 3 months. That's effectively another ban on large share sales. So obviously the authorities in China think that it's still necessary to intervene heavily on this market. That's not really sending a signal of trust, and it makes people here concerned whether or not the authorities in China really have the situation under control.
Well, amidst though the bearish streak continues, some stocks on the global scene actually bounced back today. Let's see how they fared all in all. And that's a wrap on Business News tonight. Thank you for watching. I'm Imana Amawe. Amarachi will be back with the rest of the broadcast.